In this book and video series, we implemented a very simple static block generator while learning Haskell as we go. We learned about basic Haskell building blocks such as definitions, functions, types, modules, recursion, pattern matching, type classes, I/O, and exceptions. We learned about EDSLs and used the combinator pattern to implement a composable HTML generator library. We learned how to leverage types, modules, and smart constructors to make invalid states unrepresentable. We learned how to represent complex data using ADTs. We learned how to use pattern matching and transform ADTs and how to use recursion to solve problems. We use functional core imperative shell approach to build programs that handles I/O and applies our domain logic to user inputs. We learned about abstractions such as monoids, functors, and monads, and how they can help us reuse code and convey information about shared interfaces. We learned how to create fancy command line interfaces, write tests, and generate documentation. While Haskell is a very big and complex language, and there is always more to be learned, we reached an important milestone where you can start building your own Haskell projects and be productive with Haskell. This is a good time to celebrate and pat yourself on the back for getting this far. Great job! If you'd like to learn even more about Haskell and continue your Haskell journey beyond this book, check out the appendix sections on where to go next in the FAQ. Haskell is an incredibly rich and deep programming language. New cutting-edge techniques, concepts, and features are still being discovered and sometimes integrated into GHC, into the compiler. This sometimes makes it seemingly impossible to catch up to. This phenomenon is sometimes dubbed the Haskell pyramid, and we hope that by reading this book or following this video series, following the exercises, you readers or watchers have reached the bar of productivity and can now go and start working on your own projects with Haskell. We highly encourage you to do so. Writing useful Haskell project is the best, probably the only method to solidify what you currently know and identify what you still need to learn. If you'd like to extend this project, here are a few ideas for you. You can serve it over HTTP. You can use web libraries such as Vi or Twine to serve this block over HTTP instead of generating it statically. You can rewrite it with libraries. You could, for example, you can use real-world HTML package or markdown parser, or add a few features. You could add meta block at the top of each article where you can include the title, publish date, text, and use them when generating HTML index pages and even text pages. You could add HTML pages templating using Mustache or similar and use it to generate a nice and customizable structure to the page. You could add support for links and images in the markup language parser, or add support for configuration files, which would include things like the blog title, description, or other meta information for things like Twitter cards, or anything that you like. Consider this project your playground and do whatever you like with it. And at some point, you're likely gonna run into the concepts or techniques or even just the feeling that it feels like this could be done better. Here's a few ways to get yourself pointed in the right direction. The author also compiled a list of resources for learning Haskell called Haskell Study Plan, which includes links to very useful articles, community hubs, news aggregators, project suggestions, and cool open source Haskell projects. You will also find alternative explanation for things we've covered, and even links to other Haskell tutorials, guides, and books in case you need a different view on things. Also, GHC User Guide is a fantastic resource with lots of articles and information about the language and GHC tooling around it. It's often the best place to learn about the Haskell language. However, don't feel pressure to learn everything Haskell has to offer right away. Mastering Haskell is a journey that can take a lot of time. Most of us are definitely not there yet, but we can still be very productive with Haskell, build real world projects, and even discover new techniques and concepts ourselves. Remember that in a lazy language, we evaluate things only when needed. Maybe we can do that too with Haskell concepts. Thank you for reading this book and following this video series. We hope you enjoyed it and found Haskell interesting. And both of us, the author and me, would like feedback. If you'd like, you can leave your feedback on the book's discussion board. Reach out to the author directly via Mastodon, email. You can find author contact information on their website. You can also drop the comments as well. If you like the book, please let the author know. And if you really like the book and would like to support future passion projects like this one, you can support the author, not me, directly via Ko-Fi. Thank you and good luck with your next Haskell project.